Hey Chiefs Kingdom, what if I told you the Kansas City Chiefs might be walking straight into one of the riskiest decisions of the entire offseason? And it could define the future of Patrick Mahomes' offense. Stay with me because this story is layered, controversial, and honestly, a little dangerous. There's a storm building in Kansas City, and it's not just about who they drafted, it's about who they didn't. And trust me, that decision might force the front office into a move they never really wanted to make. So buckle up, because today we're diving deep into the latest Kansas City Chiefs news, and it involves Rashee Rice, Deebo Samuel, a surprising rookie, and a gamble that could either win another Super Bowl or blow up in their faces. The Kansas City Chiefs had opportunities, real golden opportunities, to land a top-tier wide receiver in the 2026 NFL Draft. We're talking about impact players who could have stepped in immediately and taken pressure off Patrick Mahomes. Names like Jordan Tyson, Denzel Boston, Mekhi Lemon, KC Concepcion, and Omar Cooper Jr. were right there on the board. And yet, the Chiefs passed. Not once, not twice. They kept focusing on defense. Now look, improving Steve Spagnuolo's unit makes sense. But ignoring such a glaring offensive need? That's where things start to get complicated, and where this story really begins. Because now, Kansas City might be backed into a corner. And that corner is named Rashee Rice. A player with undeniable talent but serious question marks. Let's talk about Rice. On the field, he's electric, explosive, a tackle-breaking machine who quickly became one of Mahomes' most efficient targets. During his rookie season, especially in the second half, he looked like a future superstar. The kind of receiver defenses fear. The kind of weapon that wins championships. But off the field, that's where everything gets messy. Controversies, headlines, and behavior that raises real concerns about long-term reliability. Here's where things take a strange turn. Despite the off-field issues, the NFL reportedly determined that Rice didn't violate the personal conduct policy in a way that would lead to suspension. So as it stands right now, he's expected to be available. No suspension, no immediate punishment, just uncertainty. And that's the problem. Because availability isn't just about being healthy, it's about being dependable. And right now, that's a big question mark. Now think about this. If you're the Kansas City Chiefs, and you didn't draft a receiver early, and free agency options are limited, what do? You look at your roster, you look at your QB, and then you look at Rice, and you realize you might not have a choice. Yes, Chiefs Kingdom. The team could be forced to consider extending Rashee Rice. Not because it's the perfect move, but because there may not be a better one. From a pure production standpoint, it's easy to justify. Rice has the numbers, the explosiveness, and the chemistry with Mahomes to earn a big payday. We're talking about a player who could realistically hit 1,000 plus receiving yards every season if everything goes right. That's elite-level production. But if everything goes right, is doing a lot of heavy lifting here. Injuries, suspensions, off-field issues, those risks don't just disappear. And here's the scary part. What happens when you give generational money to a player who hasn't proven he can stay out of trouble? That's the gamble Kansas City might be staring at. And it's not a small one, it's franchise-defining. Especially when you consider reports suggesting Rice could be looking for a contract similar to Jackson Smith-Njigba's massive extension. That kind of deal could backfire fast if things go sideways. And Chiefs fans know, this front office doesn't usually take reckless risks. But what if they have no choice? Now let's shift gears for a second, because there's another name entering the conversation, and it might be the lifeline this offense needs. Deebo Samuel. Yes, that Deebo. A versatile, physical, dynamic playmaker who can line up anywhere on the field and completely change how defenses react. After the draft, the Chiefs' need at wide receiver became even more obvious. And Deebo? He's sitting there in free agency. Now, let's be real, he comes with injury concerns. That's not new. But when he's on the field, he produces. Consistently. We're talking about 600-plus receiving yards in each of the last 4 seasons. Even in a down year, he still put up solid numbers. And in Andy Reid's system, that versatility becomes a weapon of chaos. Imagine Deebo lining up in the backfield, motioning out wide, taking screens, breaking tackles. This is exactly the kind of player who thrives in Kansas City. And let's not forget, Patrick Mahomes is coming off an ACL injury. Adding a player like Deebo could take serious pressure off him. Give Mahomes a safety valve. Playmaker. A guy who can turn short gains into explosive plays. That's what Deebo brings. And right now, it feels like a move the Chiefs should at least explore. Because if they don't, they're putting even more pressure on Rice to deliver and to stay out of trouble. Now here's something that's flying under the radar, but might end up being one of the most important stories of this entire draft class. Cyrus Allen. A late-round pick that not many people are talking about, but maybe they should be. Allen quietly put up 674 receiving yards and 13 touchdowns in his final college season. That's not just good, that's highly productive. And somehow he slipped in the draft. Whether it was his age or usage in college, teams passed. But the Chiefs? They saw value, and they might have found a hidden gem. Allen is a smooth route runner with impressive athleticism. He creates separation, finds space, and has the speed to stretch defenses. He averaged 16.3 yards per catch in college. That's the kind of big play ability this offense has been missing. And here's the opportunity. Right now, the WR room isn't locked in beyond the top names. Rashee Rice, Xavier Worthy, and Tyquan Thornton are expected to lead the group. But behind them is wide open. That means Allen has a real shot to fight for that fourth receiver spot, and maybe even more. Don't be surprised if he starts turning heads in camp. Don't be surprised if Mahomes starts trusting him. And definitely don't be surprised if he forces his way onto the field sooner than expected. Because this is what the Chiefs do, they find value where others don't. And sometimes those picks become stars. But even with Allen's potential, the bigger picture remains the same. This offense still has questions. Big questions. And the answers might depend on risky decisions, extending Rice, signing Deebo, or betting on unproven talent. So now I want to hear from you. Chiefs Kingdom, do you trust Rashee Rice enough to give him a massive extension? Or is that too dangerous? Should the Kansas City Chiefs go all in and sign Deebo Samuel to complete the offense? And what about Cyrus Allen? Could he be the surprise breakout player of the season? Drop your thoughts in the comments right now. I'm reading everything. And if you love staying updated with the latest Kansas City Chiefs news, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with every Chiefs fan you know. Because this offseason is just getting started, and things are about to get crazy.